What is up, everyone? What is up? This is DPS Podcast, episode 179. And man, we get real close to 200. We might hit 200 before Xbox actually Xbox might not even be around by the time we get to episode 200. You
Oh
never know.
man,
You never know at
you
this
might
point,
have a
man.
different name. You might have a different name.
It might be named something completely different, but we all love Xbox here. We're gonna have this is a heavy, I mean heavy Xbox focused show we're having today. But I ain't gonna waste any time. First of all, I want to apologize to everybody. I got stuck at work, had some real emergency stuff that went down, so that's why we're a half an hour late. It ain't because Slow Mo had to go get something to eat or tend to some other stuff, or maybe he tripped and fell down some stairs. That didn't happen. It was all Forte's fault. So I just wanted to clarify that. But with that being said, I definitely want to announce the man, the myth, the legend, the man of many slaps, the man that has been killing it on social media with all his hot takes and just banter that he's been having back and forth with all of these people on X. Slow-mo backslap or Slononius, or what do you call yourself now? Don't know, but
Slow-mo Damas.
Slow-mo Damas, that's what it is. There's
Because
so
a
many different.
lot of the stuff I've been talking about
Ooh.
is coming to
So,
pass.
so what is up, sir? How have you been for the last week? What's been going on with you? What you've been playing, and how you been?
Man, I've been good. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for a lot of people who are working in the gaming industry right now. But it is what it is. We are going to get into those topics. I've been playing Zenless Zone Zero a little bit more. I've been playing some more Stellar Blade. I need to actually. I feel like I play Stellar Blade like every 2 days. I need to just lock in and go ahead and finish it. I need to lock in and finish Dragon's Dogma 2, but I really just don't want to play it no more.
No, yeah, you're
But
done playing that game. That game's over for a lot of people at this point.
yeah, I've been reading a lot of Solo Leveling. I'm at like chapter, for those who have read it, I'm at like chapter 13. Wait, no, that's not right. Okay, so if you've been reading the volumes, like the physical volumes, I just finished volume 8, and unfortunately volume 9 doesn't come out until August. So I might go online to some shady website and go finish it up because apparently there's like a Solo Leveling Ragnarok manga that's going on right now, and I kind of don't want, like, how like the longer you wait to get into something, the more chances it is that you're going to get spoiled. And yes,
Oh yeah.
Arcade. Solo Leveling Arise is a mobile game that's out. I haven't tried it yet. I did see some gameplay, and I wasn't too impressed with the gameplay, but I want to actually play it for myself to really, get the feel of it and see if I'm gonna care for it or not. But I feel like there's something else up. Finally, I Unicorn Overlord.
Oh, you finally played it?
Finally played it. I get the hype.
That's a pretty cool game.
It is very cool game. I wish it was on PC, but that developer apparently does not like putting their games on PC, unfortunately. But I've been enjoying it, and it's pretty good. I can't complain. But I've been watching TV, I watched that movie Abigail that Luca has been so hyped for. It was okay. I thought it was just okay. But yeah, I've been into a lot of things. What you been up to, man?
Man, about the same. I actually, finally watched the last 3 episodes of X-Men 97, so I'm caught up on that. The last episode was pretty crazy. I mean, dude, that show is freaking. I'm like, yo, where has this been my entire life? But I finally got caught up on that. Started watching the last season. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I love Star Wars and Star Trek. So I started watching the last season of Discovery because I wanted to see how that was going to end. We finally got a chance to, in game wise, me, you, and Luca jumped into some Remnant 2, and we actually beat the latest DLC. That was really fun. I think the first DLC was a lot better. I think this one was just fun because I think we finally just understood what we needed to do, so we didn't get really bogged down. So it felt a little bit shorter than the first one did compared to where we were in that. Plus, I think we just broke down and said, "Yo, dude, guys are a thing, and we are not about to sit here and try to figure all this stuff out. We got other stuff to do." So I really, really enjoyed playing that with you and Luca.
I
That's like
completely forgot that we had talked with that we had played it, but it was a good DLC. It wasn't as good as the previous
as the previous DLC.
the
Yeah,
previous DLC. Like, I liked the setting. I like it. It seemed like the backstory to what was going on was better. This one was just all like, it was just okay. It almost seemed like they kind of, because the environments look very similar to a lot of the different worlds that's in the regular campaign for Remnant 2. So I kind of felt like they just kind of took, like, just reused same assets and kind of just mixed them around a little bit and was like, bam, here's a new environment. So
right.
yeah.
Yes, yeah. So been playing that, and then jumped on a little bit of Battlefield earlier this morning. That's cool. But outside of that, just really getting caught up on stuff. I actually did. I played like 3 hours of Unicorn Overload earlier this week. I have it on Switch.
Hmm.
It's really good on the Switch. I think that I don't get why that developer doesn't like putting their games on PC, because you're absolutely right. They just don't do it. But that's the type of game that I feel like lends itself to like that on the go portability. I can see if it was on PC, a lot of people probably enjoy it, like on a ROG Ally or on the or basically any myriad of handhelds they have for PC. I do think they're kind of missing the boat on there. I mean, I get why the Switch was probably their first choice, because that's like a built-in guaranteed player base that will buy games on it no matter what the kind of games are, versus PC gamers and stuff. You really don't know how they're going to really react to some of the games, especially since handhelds aren't as prevalent on PC as they are with Switches being a genuine unique system to itself. But yeah, Unicorn Overload is a really, really cool game. Addict got me into that one.
Overlord. You keep calling it Overload.
Oh, I did that before. You know what? There was a I forget, there was a thing. Oh, speaking of which, oh yeah, that's what it was. So one of my friends called me.
Hmm.
He listens to the podcast, and he called me, was like, "Yo, you and Slow Mo had me dying." It was the week that the show was on. We were talking about Stellar Blade, and it was on my show, and I was hosting it. And he was like, "You kept calling it Stella," and Slow Mo was like, "Hey, is the main character's name Stella, or or what's going on here?" And he was like, "You know what? When he thought about it, he was like, he walks around because he played it too, and he was like, you know
Hmm.
what? Everybody I talk to calls it Stella Blade. They don't call it Stellar. For some reason, they just say it real fast, and it comes out as Stella Blade."
Is it just an accent thing or
It
something? I
it
don't know.
might
Like, it
it
might
might
be.
be. It might be because he's like, "I'm not trying to defend you or anything." He said, "But because you were saying it wrong." But he was like, when I was talking to other people and I listened to them say the name, they were saying the same thing. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is hilarious." And dog, shout out to the people that watch the show outside of just the YouTube and Twitter sphere, people that we don't even interact with. There's like literally when I'm at work, people, one of the unique things about working with video games and stuff, sometimes you just run into like people that you don't even know that actually know who you are. And yeah, he just came in and one day was like, "Yeah, I was listening to you." I was like, "Oh, you listen to the show?" He said, "Yeah, man, y'all had me dying last week with that whole Stellar Blade talk." I was like, "What happened?" He was like, he was checking you about the way you were saying it, but I ain't gonna lie, I know a lot of people that say it the same exact way. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. That's real cool." I was just more happy to hear, that the show is reaching more ears and stuff. But I meant to tell you about that last week. But other than that, man, it's just been a very interesting week in gaming, and a lot of stuff to talk to. We got 5090 leak specs out there. We got EA talking about how the next Battlefield game is being worked on by their biggest development team that they've ever had work on a Battlefield game. So they're pretty much going for broke with Battlefield.
Yeah.
And then the
A lot of people are going to be using that. You
yeah,
bringing that up. A lot of people are going to be using the production pipeline format that EA is currently doing with Battlefield right now. Because, like, I hope that game turns out well. Because if
yeah,
it doesn't,
I
the
think
amount
that's
of attrition that has occurred with them canceling games, canceling studios, a lot. EA has basically gone the route of, and I guess we can just talk. Let's just discuss it
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick.
We're talking about
The
yeah.
success
We'll
of
come back to that.
Fortnite, the success of Fortnite has impacted the industry in more than one ways. It's not just the fact that a lot of people want to chase the live service game racket and they want to create those, but like they want to get the success that Fortnite has, clearly. But it's more than that. The other aspect of it is how, like, currently Fortnite is ran. Epic canceled a multitude of other games they had in development or were currently already out in order to make sure that they had enough studios, enough bodies to make sure that the next season of Fortnite was ready to go, to always have content coming out. And they're the best at it. Other publishers and platforms now are emulating that. And when I say they are doing that, when you look at EA has canceled single player games. They have canceled Star Wars games. They have canceled all kinds of projects. They have canceled, they have shut down studios. They have created new studios specifically just to make Battlefield content. And all of this is happening. And when you're talking about they have the largest number of developers working on the next Battlefield, it is all because they don't want a Battlefield 2042 situation to happen again. They want the
Mm-hmm.
next Battlefield to hit the ground running and then have all the content bam, 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 bam coming out. Because that's what these developers are doing, unfortunately. That's what these platforms are doing. They
Mm-hmm.
are pooling resources into bigger games, bigger IP, surer bets. That's what they're doing. And it's unfortunate because what that means for smaller games, like really nice experiences that we enjoy, like we're talking about Unicorn Overlord. I almost called it Overload because of you.
Yeah, he
Overlord.
did. Shout out to you, bro. You got it right. Let's go.
Unicorn Overlord. Like you're not. You can see these kind of like in that developer, they're awesome. They're the same people who did 13 Sentinels, and they're great. They're great, right? But you're not going to get those kind of experiences from bigger publishers or platforms anymore. It's just everyone is going this route of bigger games, more AAA experiences, surer bets, because
Mhm.
game development is becoming more and more expensive. And when it's more expensive to make these games, and if a game fails, that there is no second chances anymore for these studios. If your game fails, it's a wrap for you. Even for the publishers or platforms that have gone around talking about your creative freedom, you can make whatever you want. We're going to get into that later, but making whatever you want, that's just not it no more. And you could be a casualty even if your game is critically acclaimed and everyone loves it. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Shout out to Cryonic9 for subbing to the channel. Really appreciate that, bro. You're right. Being a being a fan of Battlefield, the one thing that sucks the most is when a Battlefield game comes out, because I'll be the first one to tell you I'm a stand for Battlefield. I'll jump in there even if the game is, I mean, unless it's unplayable, then you kind of get tired of that. But
Hmm.
you kind of overlook a lot of the flaws that a Battlefield game has at the beginning. And that's true across a lot of different games. You know, if there's a game that you really, really like, or a type of developer you like, you're willing to give them a lot of rope, especially if the game is at least playable. But now you're at this point where you have these studios that are spending, you know, not just millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on games. They actually have whole teams working on games. Like, this is something that, like you said, Fortnite, Epic has basically just turned all of Epic, canceled all their other games and all of their other endeavors, basically just to funnel, you know, development costs to Fortnite at this point. And even they weren't immune to layoffs and severance packages over the course of the last year, because they even, I believe it was like 10% of their studio or of their employee base got laid off last year. So even they were kind of hit by that. And I think at this point, you're right. EA they have to do something, honestly. It's like they want to know, okay, is people not buying or participating or staying in a franchise because we're having terrible launches? Or are they not staying because they just prefer other games more? I think that this is their way of saying, like, okay, well, we can eliminate one of those right off the back. We can put as many developers as we can on this game and basically say, outside of FIFA and Madden, or in the new NCAA football basketball that's coming out this year, everybody else is pretty much hands on deck when it comes to, Battlefield, when it comes to developers and stuff. And we're going to basically say, hey, we're going to get this game out the door um with the least amount of issues when the game launches. And I mean, even then, who really knows if that's still going to happen? Because I still don't trust EA to release a game without bugs like that. I mean, they couldn't even do that with a single player game with somebody like Vince Zampella, that is revered in the industry when it came to everything that was going on with Star Wars Survivor. So, I mean, I'm still kind of taking a flyer on what's going to happen with that game when it does come out, but I truly believe this is it. This is like the last straw or the last chance that Battlefield really has of making a difference when it comes to like just scope and scale. Do I think they'll just cancel it after this? No, I just don't think they'll put as much emphasis into it. Like, you won't get the development, you won't get like the budgets that they put behind it, because I still think they put a lot of money into Battlefield. This game is one of the best looking games that's out there. You will never take that away from Dice. What's the name of their engine?
Frostbite.
The Frostbite engine. It's a good looking engine. It's built for Battlefield. It's not built for anything else. It's built for Battlefield and it's built for Star Wars Battlefront. Those are the two games that it definitely is good with. And I think that's gonna kind of pay dividends for them. I'm just hoping that they do right this time when it comes to making sure that everything is good in this game, because they already came out and said that the next Battlefield game is coming and slated for the middle to the end of 2025. So that gives them like another 14 months of development at most on this game. And let's hope that they actually hit the ground running, because I do think that everybody, some people just like different things, and Call of Duty is one thing, Battle and then Fortnite's another. You got the Escape from Tarkov players, they're having issues with their game and stuff, with everything going on over there. So there is an opportunity for them to really, really capitalize on just the demise of other games, but also what's going on with we don't know what's going to go on with Call of Duty after all this stuff. Is Xbox going to be able to maintain the player base after all the stuff that's going on here? Are they going to be, is people still going to be super excited? Is the next Call of Duty going to be just as good as all the other ones? So,
I
there's
don't
a,
think Call of Duty being good changes anything as far as
well,
people being engaged.
you just think the people
They
are just
just
going to play that regardless, no matter what.
they just gotta get one out on time.
No, he said that. Oh, so basically, people don't care. Just, hey,
Nope.
where's my daily dose or my yearly dose of adrenaline?
They're locked in. When you get that community
Yeah,
lock,
that's true.
I'll say it like this, and then we can start getting into the topics. When it comes to live service games, and when you're talking about Battlefield, I think the reason why what they want to do, with like getting all these people involved on the next Battlefield, is because they don't want to. Let's say it is successful and it's great at launch and everyone's loving it. That's great, but that's not the, like, you haven't accomplished the goal yet. You haven't won the war. You need
Mhm.
to keep these people. And what you want to do is you want to keep do. Actually, I think I would say that you want to do what Helldivers 2 has done. Helldivers 2 has cultivated themselves a community, a big community off of, and really capitalized off of the minute success they got with Helldivers 1. But now with Helldivers 2, they're doing so much more, and the community has grown so much more. But part of the reason why they're able to retain those people, outside of some of the tomfoolery they got into with PC gamers, is they consistently kept it fresh, consistently kept dropping content for it, and they kept people engaged. So the people who were interested in other games, like maybe they were Fortnite people, or maybe they were into I don't know, Valorant. I don't know. I'm just naming things. Maybe they were into something else. But like
Right.
what always ends up happening is that when you have these big titans, and we know that like the average uh life of a game that's been out that people keep playing, the top 10, they're like 7 years old. And on PC is even older, like almost a decade old. What ends up happening is that people, they try other games and they'll play it for a few weeks to maybe even a couple of months, but then they eventually go back to their favorite. They go back to
Yeah.
that main live service game, one of those top tens, because those top tens, they've invested so much money into it, they've invested so much time into it, and leaving that game for another game, you literally have to be head and shoulders better than that game to that person, and be giving them that dopamine hit, that level of keeping it fresh and new content that they were getting with the other game. If you're not doing that, they're going to eventually, as soon as you slip up, they're going back to their other game, and you're more than likely not going to get them back. Maybe if you have like a massive update, they'll try you again, but it's just
Yeah.
you have a really hard time getting them back. And so when it really comes down to it, you have to capture their attention and get a vice grip on it.
Right.
Like you can't let it, because as soon as you let it go, it's pretty much over. And so I say all that to say, Battlefield's got a uphill battle, because although it's a well-known IP, it is not at this point anywhere close to what you get from like some of those other games. Those
Right.
other games got bigger communities, more people playing them. Battlefield isn't like in the sense of like where Halo is. It's still, his name is still a bit bigger than that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not that far off either. And so you really gotta nail it. Well, we'll see what happens though.
Nope. I definitely agree with that. I just here's hoping that at some point the game is on good footing and a lot of people get a chance to enjoy, because I feel like, because the last thing I'll say about it, I just feel like the game is great, but it takes so long for them to get to that point. It's like if they could just get out the gate running with a game that is is competent and can and not have a whole bunch of bugs and issues, then I think that they would have something on their hands, and but they can't shoot themselves in the foot. But
Yeah.
with that, let's move over to our next topic. And I actually just added something, so I'm
First
updating the
topic.
thing. Well,
The first topic.
our second topic, I just added something because of and it actually disappeared because I added it, so I have to re-add it back here. But so I added another topic. Suicide Squad massive loss, because I forgot that that got announced. Wasn't that earlier today or was that late last
Yeah.
night? Yeah, so it was
Early today, I think.
it was
Yeah.
that's what I thought earlier today. So Suicide Squad, very a lot of money went into it. Warner Brothers basically said that that game tanked. And I remember when we first saw the gameplay for it, we were real unsure about it. Like I think everybody unanimously liked the traversal. They liked the above the ground gameplay and stuff. But it just felt like it was missing something. Every time I looked at it, it didn't feel like it didn't feel like grounded in what we wanted from a Rocksteady game. I don't know
Mhm.
what you kind of took from it. It just didn't really
It's not
register
it's
for
not what
me.
people are looking for. Like
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
number of different ways. On one, people are kind of tired of getting everything from the Batman universe but Batman. So there's
Yes.
that, and even though Suicide Squad isn't exactly Batman, but Batman's in it, and you don't get to play as him. He's a brainwashed Batman,
Right.
and in addition to other Justice League. So like people would rather play as Justice League and not be killing the Justice League. Um, the gameplay is not like. Also, here's another thing. It's about expectations. So the expectations of wanting to play as the heroes, the DC heroes that you all love and grew up with, instead of fighting against them, is a missed expectation. The other missed expectation was that it's a Rocksteady game, but it doesn't play like a Rocksteady
Yep,
game that people
exactly.
know of. Like it plays. I'm not saying it's bad gameplay because I know some people that enjoyed it. And I bought the game because it was on like the super sale for like $25 on Steam. So I have it, and I've just done the tutorial and I haven't gone back to it because there's literally at this point nobody to play the game with. And it's the kind of game that I would rather play with people instead of by myself. And also the player base is so dead at this point. There is, even if I just wanted to play with randoms, that's not likely to be a option for me. Now, I say all that to say that like these expectations are what people expect from a developer who has a history of being good for doing a very specific thing. And then sometimes it's not fair, but sometimes people not really trying to check out something different that's a little bit out of your wheelhouse. And
Right.
hey, innovative ideas sometimes don't always work out. And so I think a lot of people like the verticality and how that looked, but then it's there are other issues with it, and I kind of felt them when I played the closed beta. When it was just like a lot of the open worldness of it was very much very mundane and basic stuff that you've always see with these games. Fetch quests, go here, go there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Typical, tower defense kind of stuff that you see in a lot of open world games. There was nothing really there that was different, and that's unfortunate when you're talking about a Rocksteady game. Rocksteady, whose formula for combat, for hand-to-hand combat, is still being used by a ton of games now with the counter system and that Arkham gameplay is just amazing. The stealth system. I mean, Insomniac adopted that for Spider-Man. It's just there's so much that they have done that has been so innovative. It's unfortunate to see them not doing something that's still innovative. That's just kind of your typical open world environment with a somewhat decent story, but just not what people were looking for from them. So I say all that to say I think it's fascinating that this is where they are, and it wasn't like no more than a few months ago where WB Games is like, yeah, we're doubling down on live service,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, but your most successful game in the past like decade is a single player game. Hogwarts Legacy did great. Like it saved their 2023 fiscal year. And that's a single player game, no multiplayer at all. And I'm not saying that all your games have to be in that format, but to double down on what's not working for you, maybe you just don't have the talent for the live service stuff. Like maybe you need to build a studio that is focused on that and make some live service content or something. Like I could see like for Hogwarts Legacy 2, because Quidditch wasn't in it.
Yep, Quidditch. I was gonna say the same thing. Yep.
They could do Quidditch, but make it like a mode or a side game, and then but give us still Hogwarts Legacy 2, where it is a single player game that continues the story, or a sequel to what the story was with the first game, and give people more of what they like, because clearly that worked. But if you want live service, you have that opportunity with Quidditch. That would be great. Or like have a live service game that's in the DC universe, but you have a studio of people like where you actually create a studio based off of developers who have great experience and success in that already, instead of taking Rocksteady, who doesn't do that, and then flip it. Because it reminds me of? It reminds me of Crystal Dynamics with the Avengers,
Mm-hmm.
where you had these guys did Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. They did Rise of the Tomb Raider. two successful games, and then you say go make Avengers, which is completely different. And you're not doing what Respawn did when Respawn made Jedi Fallen Order. They didn't have the same guys that made Titanfall, making that game. Instead, they created a whole separate team under Respawn with people with experience in making that kind of game. And they just made sure that they got the right process. They know how to make games, and they just made sure that the game was done well, but they got the right people to get it done. That's what WB Games needs to do. That's what they you, getting Rockstar to do this is just not the good idea. So I say all that to say, I'm not looking forward to what's coming next with them, because it just seems like they don't really have an idea of how to make these things work. So
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think it was a bunch of things at play here, a bunch of scenarios. Like you said, not playing as the hero, and then on top of that, chasing and trying to kill the hero, and then it not being a traditional game from the developer that's making that game, that's known for making a game about the hero that you're trying to kill. So it was like a
hmm
lot of just different things that was like completely off about this. And I'm not trying to say that you can't try to do something different. I'm just saying, if you are going to try to do something different, don't do it with a franchise, well, inside of the same franchise that everybody definitely wants to like get another sequel to, or at least get a reimagination of what you were doing with that game and stuff, because it's been well over over a decade since the last one. And it still plays really, really well. I mean, Xbox did some updates on it, so you could play the older ones on the Xbox Series X and S and get better performance and stuff out of them. So I remember a lot of people being super excited for that. So it definitely tells you that people want to play more Batman games, and
hmm
that's pretty good. But when you take the developer that's known most for it and they completely turn it upside its head, people just really didn't want that. And then, like you said, when it comes to like live service, everybody can't do it. It was like I everybody wants to have that game that is going to fund other games. Sony's looking for it. Xbox is still looking for it. I mean, Nintendo. I mean, they just release single player games, and their single player games fund other single player games. But everybody wants that. What's what Epic is doing, or they want, or up until this point, what Destiny was doing, or even what Massive did with the Division. They want those games that entice people to want to spend time in that world, that gives them time to get to the next game that they want to make and stuff. Because right now, yeah, Hogwarts Legacy sold amazing. It was like the best selling game of last year. But the way that Warner Brother talks and act about their development pipeline, you would think that they don't want another game like that. They want a game. They rather have a game that gives them an average of 3 to 4 million monthly active users, and it's something that they can lean on for the next 5 to 10 years or even longer, than make a game that's only going to sell 20 million copies. And we see even Sony, I mean, well, Sony has definitely backed off of their live service stance, from 12 to 6 to less than that now. They're basically going to refocus their efforts and go back to single player games, which they should have did in the first place, because even their studios were not equipped for the dynamic of what live service brings them. And I think the best thing you can do is, instead of trying to force a round peg to a square hole when it comes to your developers that have never really operated in that type of ecosystem, build an ecosystem from the ground up for people to want that you can basically poach from other developers. A lot of people might want to work on something that is based in like the Batman universe or based in the DC universe, that could be some type of live service game or something like that. If you build it from the ground up, with that being the focus from it for the very, very beginning, I think there was a lot of different focuses when it came to Suicide Squad, and I think they hit the mark on some of them. Cause like I said, traversal, world building, I think that was all really, really great, but they missed on the execution when it comes to the overall like longevity of what the game could possibly be. Like once you beat the game, I mean, yeah, you could go through it with multiple people and other friends and stuff. And like it said, like you said right now, it's like you don't really have people that you can kind of play the game with. So it kind of isn't that interesting for you. So if you kind of missed the boat on that game when it first came out, you're really not going back and trying it
Yeah.
out and playing it
But,
later.
which is also the dangers of live service games and,
Hmm.
and multiplayer only games. So like for example, let's compare these games. So like Suicide Squad and let's compare Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy, if Hogwarts Legacy launched in a bad state, let's say it wasn't very popular, nobody was really checking for it like that, or whatever, and then they fixed it later on, and a year later, it's a great game. The way like a year or so later, a year and a half later, Halo Infinite became a great game, right? Let's say that happened with Hogwarts Legacy. It's a single player game. If other people picked it up, they would enjoy it, and there wouldn't be any deterrence to playing it. Like Cyberpunk, for example. Cyberpunk released broken. 2 years later, it released in the state that it was supposed to be, and everyone loves it. Look at Suicide Squad.
Hmm.
Let's say 2 years after launch of Suicide Squad, it's got all this content out. It performs great. Everything that people said they didn't like about it, they fixed it. Let's say all that stuff's great. But unfortunately, it's hard to play it because you'd be playing by yourself. You'd be missing some of that enjoyment. And if it's like a game like, say, Destruction All Stars, which is all multiplayer, you need people to play it, then you're really kind of SOL. And so, like, that's the kind of dangers with that just you gotta hit it. You gotta hit it when it first comes out, and you gotta nail it. And if you don't, it's like this is why I just don't understand why these publishers keep releasing unfinished games. Because it's like if you don't have like, for example, X Defiant releases at the end of this month, right? Actually, the 21st. So not the end. Well, yeah, the end of this month. X Defiant at this point in time was supposed to come out like two separate times. It was supposed to launch. At this point in time, if you don't have characters, maps, and modes to keep people engaged, what have you been doing all this time?
Right.
Because even if your game plays well, and everyone kind of universally at this point who have played the game kind of agree, game plays pretty well. But that's only part of the battle. It gotta play well. You gotta have something like I would say when it comes to these kind of games, you kind of need to have characters that people can feel like they can not empathize with, but they can really gravitate towards. I've always said this about a lot, especially games that have like a little bit of hero shooter in them, that people really start to like get obsessed with certain characters in the game, their favorite characters to play as. You
Hmm.
see it with Overwatch. I think Marvel Rivals, which they didn't give me a beta code for. I'm a little upset about that. But I'm sorry, alpha code. That closed alpha starts tomorrow. They got it built in because you're using Marvel characters, so you already know people are going to have their favorites that they loved and that they want to play with. But like when you don't have a big name IP to use off of it, you gotta kind of create characters that do that for you. X Defiant, I don't think it has that. So now you're really gonna have to focus on it playing very well and you having a variety of different modes and a variety of different weapons and skills and all kinds of other stuff to really keep people engaged. And it's got an uphill battle, which is part of the reason why they were going to launch in September, and they had to do. I think they failed the certification with PlayStation and Xbox, and then they just delayed the game because they were going to. By the time they got the certification done, they would have been coming out too close to Call of Duty, and it's just like, no, you don't want to do that because a lot of what your target demographic is are Call of Duty players. So it's so difficult to launch live service games, which is crazy because I don't understand why these platforms and publishers don't just want a diverse catalog of games. Because you're gonna make so much more money if you make a live service game that really blows up. But how many of them really blow up? I mean, do people really think it's that much a surer bet than single player games? Because I would say no.
Well, they think that all it takes is one, and they feel like if they get that one to hit, that covers the cost of them. That either can cover the cost of the next 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 games, and it or if it blows up to the point like something like Fortnite is, then they could just focus on just that, or just rape in the money.
Yeah, or could fund other things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so that's what they're looking for. I mean, kind of think about it like this. Let's go back to 2001 with Xbox. We're going to talk about Xbox for a second. Go back to 2001. What was the reason Xbox didn't get into gaming? Because they wanted to get into gaming. Microsoft got into gaming because they saw a chance to get more units or more things into people's living room. Microsoft owned the office space, but they didn't own the living room space. And then you had all of these other competitors like Apple and everybody else that was kind of moving their own way up, and they were finding ways to get into people's living rooms and stuff. That's why Microsoft got into gaming. They wanted to have a product that younger people that were not into the whole compute, era that a lot of people grew up in. They wanted to get a chance to get into your living room to be able to take it over. And that was always the plan. And that's always been the situation they always wanted to do. And that's why they got into it. And that's the same thing you're seeing with these live services now. Live services is just another way of keeping you engaged in their ecosystem. Like, this is the thing. Developers will tell you all day, you should, go ahead and play something else. Don't play this game all day. But the moment that they see those numbers going down, oh, we got to get these people back. Let's throw this sweet little trailer out here. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's add this, this thing that the whole community's been asking for the last 6 to 7 months or almost a whole year. And then you right back in the meat grinder all over again. So it's just the promise that they know. You know how many people would kill, or I don't want to say the word kill. You know how many people would basically just give up a lot of things when it comes to being able to say that I can drop a trailer for something and people pay attention to it, and it brings people back to whatever thing I want them to come back to. I can do this. Like when Call of Duty. Great. When Call of Duty does when Microsoft does the stream for Call of Duty, that's going to be, secretly takes place right after the Xbox game show event. We already know it's going to be Call of Duty. There's going to be more people watching that than probably the actual Xbox showcase, because
it's going to be people that are going to, but although they're going to be connected. I mean, it's going to be the same live stream. They're just going to roll right into it, but you're going to see the uptick. Yeah, you're going to see the uptick of people who are going to jump in once they get to the Call of Duty portion of it, or like you're going to get the comment that's in the. Well, actually, they probably shut comments off, I think, for these showcases. I don't know. I can't remember.
No, they have them going. The showcase, unless they are, well, usually
not the chat, not the live chat. I mean the comments after the show.
The comments after the show. Oh, those things will be dead, bro. They ain't gonna have those things on.
But I think they probably you'll have people that just like, I'm just gonna skip to the Call of Duty portion because I don't really care about the rest of the stuff. And that's a significant number of people. But then also it's you have to also kind of like, when we know the full numbers based off of the ABK trials about like, for example, on PlayStation. So on PlayStation, there's actually only 1 million PlayStation gamers that only play Call of Duty. They play nothing else but Call of Duty. Only 1
Yep.
million out of I don't know how big the PlayStation player base is exactly, but definitely far more than just 1 million, right?
Right.
There was a total of 6 million, estimated 6 million PlayStation gamers that play Call of Duty 70% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at that, like in total,
A lot of
like
people, bro.
that's a lot of people. Yet also, when you look in the grand scheme of things, uh, PC community has more Call of Duty players than
Place.
both PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
and Xbox combined.
Yep.
Mobile way more surpasses that, and so like you'll see those numbers go up, but then there's going to be a significant number of people that are still there in the beginning parts for the other Xbox stuff that's no longer just on the Xbox.
Right. Yeah. That's and we gonna get to, we'll get to that too. But all right, well speaking about speaking on PC for a second, talking about, Call of Duty being the biggest, player base being on PC. Um it looks like PC gamers gonna get to enjoy another huge uplift in performance sooner rather than later when it comes to the RTX 5090.
Mm-hmm.
Specs got leaked out. Once again, take this all with a grain of salt, but usually when we get spec leaks for something like the RTX series, especially that high end, it all sounds like it's gonna be like there's no way that this could be this good. But then it always comes out and it's that good. It may cost you a lot of money, but
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be that good. So I put out a tweet earlier today when I saw it, because I saw you sent me the link, and I was like, I secretly, and I didn't tell you this, I secretly was thinking, like, do I really need to wait for a 5090? I should just go ahead and buy a 4090, and that would be more than enough. And then I've been thinking like that for like the last 3 or 4 weeks. I was thinking about taking, I get a little bit of money for my birthday. I was thinking like, shoot, that'll pay for like half my graphics card right there. But then I saw this and I was like, oh no, I'll wait. If this is the case, I'll wait. So slow mo.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about these specs that are being leaked out, and how much do you think this thing's gonna cost if this is true? Or
I'm
tell
on
them what the
record.
specs are
I'm
too,
on
if you
record.
see them.
Oh crap.
I got them right here.
Damn.
I got them here too. I got them here.
All right, hold on.
I,
Let me. Okay. All right. So this is what I believe it would be. I believe you're looking at. Actually, I'll say the specs. I got them right here. Man. So this is comparing them to the 5090. I'm sorry, comparing the 5090 to the 4090. Streaming multi-processors, the 4090 has 128, the 5090 will have 192. CUDA cores, the RTX 4090 has 16,000, the 5090 will have 24,000. Ray tracing cores, you're going to go with the 4090 is 128, with the 5090 it would be 192. Tensor cores 512 on the 4090, 5090 768. The boost clock is going up from 2.52 to 2.9. L2 cache goes up to 128 from 72 with the 4090. And the memory bandwidth also is going up like a full 50%. Like it was going from like 1,000 gigabytes per second to 1,532. So it's a significant jump. I think the pricing on this, I think you're looking at MSRP of $2,000. And I say that because if you look at the 4090 right now, the MSRP for the 4090, the founders edition, the reference card from Nvidia is $1,600. But if you go looking for it, if you go trying to buy it, you're looking at anywhere between 1,800 to 2,000. That's what the pricing is right now. Really, if you legit looking for a 4090, you're looking at that price range. I
A lot
think
of money, yeah.
Nvidia, it's a lot of money. I think Nvidia is going to make the MSRP for the 5090 $2,000. But then the AIBs, like the partner cards, like the your Gigabytes, your Asus's, your what's some of the other ones?
PYN or
Yeah,
PNY,
P and Y and stuff like that. All of
Gigabit.
those, all of those are going to be a bit more. They're going to be like $2,200 to $2,400 is what you're looking at for those. And what's going to happen with the 5080? So this is they're going to do the same thing they did with this generation compared to last generation. So remember when the 3090 I believe was $1,200, right?
Yep.
And MSRP. When the 4080 came out, they made it $1,200, even though it clearly was overpriced. And instead of saying our bad, we were wrong, Nvidia did what Nvidia does, discontinued the 4080, created a 4080 Super, and then priced that with what it should have been, which was, I mean, like, I'm not saying it should have been a better price than that, which is $1,000, right? The 4090 went up to 1,600. So this is what's going to happen with the 5000 series. And if these numbers you think are ridiculous, you may want to go ahead and build your PC now.
Right.
5090, 2000. 5080, 1,600. This is going to blow people. 5070, $1,000. I'm telling you. 5070 is going to be anywhere between $1,000 to $1,200. And do you need these cards? No.
All right.
You don't need these cards.
You don't. Be nice to have though.
But
All right.
I would say this. Right?
Welcome
You
to
can kind of do what I did. Yeah, you can kind of do what I did when I got my 3080 Ti. When I got the 3080 Ti, I waited right before the 4000 series cards came out. And so what was supposed to be a card that was priced at what was that priced at? Like 12, that was priced at 1,200, right? Yeah.
1,200.
It was priced at 1,200 and I got that for like $400 or $500 off. Because they were getting rid of the stock. And they just want to clear out their supply to make room for the new generation cards coming in. That's a tricky situation because it's like you're waiting for the right moment. You're waiting for the moment that they're discounting the cards like few weeks, a month at the most before the new cards come out. But most of the time, you need to do this before they announce the dates of when they come out.
Right. What was the MSRP of the 4090 when it came out? So the Founders
1,600. 1,600.
Yeah. So, and I honestly think you're correct because I do think that if you're looking like, oh shoot, if you're looking at the screen right now, this is my local Micro Center. The only place you can get the Founders Edition is Best Buy, so
Yes.
you won't find the Founders Edition anywhere else.
I'll check Best Buy. I think they've been sold out at Best Buy for a while.
But if you look at the AIB, the third party boards, 1890, 1900.
Exactly what I said. 1,800 is where it starts out at. And yep, it's sold out. The Founders Edition is I can buy it.
Really?
It's select locations, but yeah, I could actually add it to cart.
Hold up, man. Wait, how much is that?
Oh
card?
crap! 60? It must be. They must have just got a drop. They got me in line.
Slow about to buy a 4090, y'all.
Let's see what happens.
Slow me about to buy you a 4090 live in there.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I just want to see.
I gotta go to Best Buy's website. Hold on, I gotta go there. we doing this live
because it says select locations. So for you being out in in Michigan. It might not be not close
We gotta
by.
try. We gotta try.
This is funny.
Jeez.
I mean, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Somebody about to see us buying graphics cards live on air.
Oh, I'm signing in.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it says see details.
Let me get this code.
Oh God, it does. It says add to cart. Wait a minute. It says add to cart.
Oh my gosh, we're buying 4090s live on the air.
Oh my, you're in line.
Oh,
It says I'm in
boo.
line.
It said I am not available within 250 miles, so I can't get it.
Well,
Because
it says,
they won't ship it. They won't ship it, which is stupid. I'm buying it online. Why would you not ship it? That's silly. But yeah, I can't get it.
okay, I'm literally sitting here in
I
line.
hope you didn't sign in.
No, I didn't sign in.
Okay, good. 'Cause, I mean, because you got your screen showing.
No, I didn't. I'm not signed in. I'm not signed in. I just have it saying that I'm in line because I want to see what's going to happen.
Just wait said y'all more irresponsible than Phil Spencer. All right, so look, I really wasn't gonna buy. I've done this both, but back when the PS5 was hard to get, I would just see if I could get it in cart, just to see if I could be able to get it. Then I would take it out because I already had one. I don't need another one. So look, I'm good with my 4080 Super. I don't need another GPU. Don't worry, guys. I wasn't going to buy it. I just wanted to see if I could, because like every time I see the 4090 on the Best Buy, this is the only place you can buy one. So every time I've seen it up there, it's always been sold out. So to actually see that you could add the cart, but it's basically they only got a few at very like random locations. So depending on where you live would depend on whether you can actually get one or not.
I might have to walk away. If this tells me that I can buy, I might have to walk away slow-mo and tell my wife.
Hey, do it, man. Hey, look, I'll run the show while you gone. While you getting it down, man.
I might have to tell my wife, man. Be like, hey, don't be mad. It's like an $1,800 charge about to happen here. Oh,
did you have money saved up for the 5090 anyway?
I do, but I still gotta. I mean, I still gotta, tell her.
Transfer some money over. I get it.
Yeah, I got. I still.
Ramon said, "I'm just enabling." I know I can't get a Canadian one, Ramon. I can't help you out there up north. Unfortunately, sorry,
you know
bro.
What? But
no, they get back to the 5090.
They're asking me to sign in now.
Well, don't do it. Will you close your screen? Put on some gameplay, man.
I'm doing that. There you go. Hold on.
This is completely derailed the show, so he can buy a 4090. No, so what I was saying about the 5090, and like I completely get, and I know some of y'all are gonna be like, why in the world are y'all buying the 4090 live on there? Well, you think about this, right? If you want that level, they're not easy to get. If you want that level of power, the only one that will always stay at MSRP is the NVIDIA Founders Edition. And Forte has been saving his money up for the 5090. But that's going to be, it's guaranteed to be more than that. And sure, when you look at those numbers that we listed off, the 5090 is going to be better. I mean, of course, it'll be better than the 4090. But if you have a 4090 right now, you don't need to upgrade your GPU for another, at least, if you really like think about it, and you're not just like, I want the top, I want to be max out everything forever, right? Kind of talk. You're not going to need to upgrade your GPU for like a decade. You're not going to need to upgrade it for a very long time. And so, depending on what you value, might be worth it to you.
Logging in now to see what happens here.
Oh man. So in the chat, everyone's like, Rodimus is like, use that money for a family trip or something more valuable. Hey, look, value is really all about what you value. if for you spending X amount of dollars isn't worth it, then that's a different value for you than it is for somebody else. Yeah, like the big people out there who will buy a TV for that price, and they feel like they got a great price. They didn't waste their money. LG C. What's the last? What's
Oh
the
my.
current one? C2, C3. You got it?
Oh my god.
Did you get it?
It says it's available for pickup on May 15th at the store down the street from me.
Let's go. Let's go. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Oh.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Buy it. Okay. Anyway, yes, thank you, Justin. The C4. The LG C4. I don't, let me go back to see how much that costs. Because all the LGs, like the top line ones, they're all over $1,000, right? Now, for me, I don't see the value in spending that much when I can get an OLED with VRR and all the bells and whistles. May not be as good as the LG one, but I can get that for $900, a little under $1,000. I don't see the purpose of spending. I'm looking at one now, a C4 that's only 42 inches. That's $1,400. But some people will be like, "So I'm no questions asked. I'm buying that," and it's all about what you feel is valuable to you, what is worth it to you. And some people are like, man, I can watch Netflix and Dolby Vision on this and be in loving it. I can hook up a Blu-ray player to it and watch, high quality Blu-rays on it. Not just doing the gaming. It's got better refresh rates than most monitors. Those LGs are awesome. I get that. All those features that you add into that, and you look at the price, it justifies why it costs more than everything else. It costs more than a Hisense or a Sony or a Samsung. But with that quality, premium, as I always say, premium products come with a premium price, and if you're willing to pay for it, then it's worth it to you. So, Forte, are you picking up a new GPU?
I gotta breathe here. Gotta breathe here, man.
Don't get stabbed, man. Don't get stabbed by the wife. Make sure the wife is good. Make sure she knows, man.
I don't know if I want to spend. I wasn't planning on spending 16, what is it? $1,703.
Okay. So how much did you have saved up already for the 5090? 11. So really, you're spending. Look, think about how I got the 4080 Super. Think about this. I had all these gift cards, and then so like I didn't spend $1,000. I spent $750.
Oh my god!
You're spending $600, $500 actually, because you already got 1,100 saved up. Do it.
You're right.
Do
Stop
it.
Bitch. You're just such a bad influence.
What? Just do it.
Can't do this right now.
You missed it. Hey, someone else is going to take it.
Well, the reason, okay, so if I do this, I have to. Well, see, this is the thing. The only reason I'm thinking I don't need to do this now because I have to up my power supply.
Oh, wait. What's your PSU?
750.
Oh no.
Exactly.
No. You need at least 1,000.
That's what I'm saying.
With that.
So but I'm still thinking I could just go to Micro Center tomorrow.
Yeah, just buy a PSU tomorrow. Yeah, just buy a PSU.
I need 1,000-watt PSU.
Do it, man. How much was it? 150? Hold on.
Yeah, about 150, 200 if you get a really good one.
1,000 watts. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know this is Best Buy, but
I still got 7 minutes to think about this. Your item is being reserved for 7 minutes and 2 seconds.
I like EVGA's power supplies.
Oh, that's what I have now. I had EVGA power supplies.
150. Here's a gold rated one at Best Buy for 150. I'm pretty sure Micro Center got better pricing on it.
Yeah, they probably Amazon got better pricing than I match it.
Do it. You know what? Run a poll right now in the chat. Forte, should Forte buy this GPU? Yes, he buy the 4090, yes or no? And then whatever the chat says, you do it.
Oh Lord. Oh, you putting the chat on this. Listen, if the chat really wanted me to do this, the chat would super chat a lot of money right now.
So y'all saying close the tab?
If the chat really want this to go down, they be like, "Oh, we got your back, Forte. Your birthday on the 20th too. We got you."
Oh, it's super late. Let me go get the other stream up. You could do it, man.
Forte. 40. Oh my.
You can do it. Just do it, man.
I know. Oh my God. Someone gonna instantly hit yes next to it. I already know 100% gonna be 60%. Oh man.
Yeah, let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Oh man, look at this. Y'all some bad influences. y'all just Erodimus better be out there saying, going to all his accounts saying no. He got like 6 of them. All we have to know now is getting
Okay,
split
hold
slow-mo.
I got to get the sock accounts up. Hold on.
No, don't you do that.
I'm kidding. I don't have any sock accounts.
Yes, you do. I know you do. One of them is probably called. I ain't gonna say what it's called. I'm not even seeing that on it. It still has 4 minutes and 30 seconds that I have to. I have all I gotta do is hit buy because I already got my stuff in.
Buy it.
Oh my God.
Think about this. This is the cheapest you're gonna get anything that's on a 4090 level or higher. Because the 5080 is going to be the same price as this anyway. So you're going to be looking at like, and you didn't want a 5080, you want a 5090.
Yes, I want a 5090. I want a 5090.
And I am dead serious. Think about the pricing for like the 3070, $500, the 4070, $600. They're not doing that no more. Nvidia right now is making buckets upon buckets of money, not even in gaming, off of AI in data centers. That's the only thing that's keeping AMD alive is data centers, and Nvidia is throttling them in that. They making so much. They make more money off of AI than all their other industries and businesses combined. They don't care about gaming like that. And what they're going to do is make the 5070 $1,000.
Ooh, that's disgusting. For a 5070?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be at the minimum $850, $900.
Hey, you do realize that we are basically the worst of the worst because we be telling people how, console this, console that. People spend all this money on their consoles and stuff, and we literally up here talking about buying $2,000 GPUs live on a podcast.
Premium performance,
premium experience,
premium price,
price.
Look, you when you play around with a $500 console, you wondering why you don't got performance mode.
All right, so chat. So right now I have and I'm asking a legit question here. So there's 3 minutes and 16 seconds left on this reserve. I'm asking a legit question here. And this is no BS, no fanboy, no nothing. So it's 60% to 40%. Are we saying I shouldn't buy this because we're all fans of consoles? Or are we saying I should buy this because this is a bad business decision right now and I should just go ahead and save up the rest of it, give myself more time and just get the 5090 when it comes out? Now, even knowing the 5090 is going to probably cost more money, it won't be like a whim thing. So which one are we talking about? Are we talking about because we're console gamers or because we really legit think you should wait? Dorian Gray says buy it. John Wolf John Wolf said buy it.
John Wolf is the original pay pig, man.
buys
Oink,
everything.
oink.
Justin says, wait for the 5090. Basic Casual Gamer says, listen to Slow Mo. I'm saying don't buy it if you need a doghouse to go.
Look, if you not if you look, you already got it cleared to spend what, $2,000 on the 5090.
Oh yeah, I mean that's well see, there's I don't have to ask for anything on that because that money's I'm saving, that money's been saved and put to the side. So I would just have to ask me like, hey, I'm taking $750 away from this account. Is that okay? And we just got
with taxes, because of taxes. Because you said you got 1,100. It's gonna be 1,600
like
with taxes. It's gonna be about 17
something.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Oh shoot, it went back to 50-50. Y'all suck. We go 50-50. Oh my god, y'all suck, bro. All right, Slow-Mo.
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
It's
just do it.
Slow-Mo, I'm gonna let
huh?
Just so people don't think I was BSing. Where is it? So it just timed out. So we're good.
Oh, boo.
I let it time out.
Yeah.
I let it time out.
No.
Slow-Mo, you just want. So if I was to bought this graphics card, what would you have said to me? Literally.
Congratulations.
Oh, really? You probably would have been like, I don't want to hear nothing about people buying GPUs and spending too much money in one generation because you did it. You bought one graphics card that cost more than my two combined.
John Wolf called you a coward. Shout out to Clifton, the colored milkman with the $2 super chat saying, you want to be a boss? You got to pay the price.
Hey, I know Clifton. Clifton got a 4090 already.
Yes, he do. He probably got two 4090s.
Yeah, I know Clifton got his 4090 day one because he lives here. I know he lives here. And I know he went up to the Micro Center that we got here, and I remember him being in line. He told me to get his on day one.
Man,
so
come on, Forte. Look, man, just go ahead and put it back in the car. It's still there. It's still there. They released it back in the wild, but it can still be yours, man.
I know it could be, but it's why I'm acting. John Wilson, why you acting scared like Xbox?
Yeah, you are acting scared, man. Since you looking like the Chihuahua out here.
Chihuahua? Oh, come on now.
You about to pee on the carpet and nervousness out here, man.
No, it ain't got to do with that. It's just the fact that I literally was not expecting to spend $2,000 today, and if I'm gonna spend, I'm gonna spend it on what I want.
I understand that. This is a very Matt Booty kind of move to just not buy it.
No, that was called restraint, sir. Because if I listened to you and everybody else here, I would have went ahead and bought it. And guess what? The chat, y'all had y'all opportunity. Y'all could have dropped like $120. Listen, I'm telling you right now, no BS. If the chat would have dropped like $150 in super chats, I'd have bought it right now. I've been forced to buy it if they would have did that. But nah, man, I had to. It's like if I already had the power supply, I probably would have went ahead and did it if I had it already. But I didn't. Shut up, Slow-Mo.
What, man? I'm just, hey, look, it was
I'm
your
mad
choice.
that we even went through that endeavor of even looking, because I wasn't even thinking about no 4090 until you told me that it was available on their website.
Almost had you.
You did. I would have. You know what? No lie though. If that was the case, I would have probably sold my Xbox tomorrow. Oh, shout out to Clifton, the colored milkman. He says definitely paid the price. Waited in line at Micro Center with 30 Nick Beards. 24 hours to get a GPU.
Oh, no.
I'm not a loser, I promise. No, listen, he ain't lying. Because you know what?
I ain't doing that.
Listen, the Micro Center here, that was, Clifton, was that when they where people were still going behind the building, taking a dump and peeing behind the building? because they didn't want to leave. No, this is when Micro Center wasn't doing the whole raffle thing. They started doing the raffle after this because the raffle, they used to just let you stay in line overnight. Some people got there 2-3 days early for this launch. But then they started doing raffles because people literally didn't want to leave the store. So they would go behind the store and use the bathroom. And the associates were going back there to like smoke or throw trash out. And they would see defecation in the back of the store. So that's
Ew.
when they stop people from camping out, and they just do the raffle now when new GPUs come out at 8:30, and they release the raffle at 9 o'clock now. So Clifton ain't lying. I remember when he told me he was in line. Shout out to you for getting it though. All right, slow mo. I guess we can transition over to DBS because everything else is pretty much Xbox related, and I
I mean, I
definitely want to at
guess.
least make sure we get over there.
I mean, I guess.
Are you disappointed?
I mean, a little bit.
Oh
Got
my
real
god.
excited, man. I thought you was about to be out here maxing
You
everything out like me. What VRAM? I don't care about VRAM. No,
you know
it's
what?
okay. It's okay.
Oh, no.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh my. He said, "I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed."
Okay, it's wait, no, it's not ready. Hold on.
He said, "I am not mad. I am just disappointed." Oh, you are something, sir.
I'm just trying to be a good friend, that's all,
You are. You're an amazing friend.
Okay, it is live now.
It
So
is live now. So let
oh,
me.
uh-oh.
Nope, take your time.
Something just happened. Did OBS just crash? It sure did.
Well, we're still here, so we're waiting. We're still waiting.
Oh man, I was just talking to Kay Asante earlier about how OBS is so robust and everything, and then it just decides to go. Oh, thanks for talking so well about me. Let me just go itch the bed for you. Okay.
Let me know when you're up. First of all, once again, appreciate everybody that came through for the first half of the show. We about to get into that sauce now. Xbox out here telling people that I guess developers don't matter as much. Slomo out here putting out tweets that's got almost 1.5 million views that says Xbox out here closing more studios than making games in 2024.
Just telling the truth.
Sarah Bond out here being cross-examined by Tom Warren about why they went out here and said all the things they said and why they laid all these people off. And she ain't had no really good answer for it. And why should she? She ain't the one that made the decision.
Sure ain't. That wasn't Tom Warren though. That was
that was not Tom Warren.
Dina Bass.
Dina Bass. Okay. Oh, Tom Warren was just the one that he retweeted the link for it. That's what it was.
That was not the best interview for Sarah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been like that. Honestly,
it should have never even made it to that point, though. Honestly,
right?
In my opinion, but it to each his own.
Well, it's up. So
we up. So go to live stream and edit. Customize, redirect. There it is. DPS. Save. All right, guys. We're transitioning over. Did you want to put the stuff in the chat real quick before I do it?
Yes. Give me a sec. Boom, boom.
Wait a minute, John Wolf. The way you was talking, you had me thinking you had a 4090. You only got a 4080. Oh man.
Wrong with a 4080? That's an excellent card.
That's what you have, isn't it?
Yes, I have a 4080 Super, but it's the same card basically.
Yeah, same card basically. You actually got off cheaper.
Yep.
All right, we're moving over.